That was Guy. I am not Nostradamus. I'm certainly not a prognosticator. I do not know any more than anybody else, but I can say this. This nation has agreed, the leaders of this nation have agreed to spend $2 trillion to stabilize the economy to give people a little money, and to make sure that basically we keep functioning. And I can say this, $2 trillion, no one anywhere in this country has ever spent that amount of money, ever. And it couldn't have happened before. So let's dispense with the notion that this is a hoax. The United States government would never have approved this amount of money for a hoax. It certainly won't do it for school. It certainly wouldn't do it for, so that everybody can have, medical benefits. It wouldn't do it for any other reason other than things are very dire. They're dire. No one can just say that they're not. All this stuff about hoax, you spent $2 trillion on hoax. But let's be clear. The $2 trillion we spent, would it have not have been wiser to have spent $50 billion making sure we were at least prepared? Now, maybe that $50 billion that we had invested initially would not have stopped it, but it certainly wouldn't have mitigated. Let's agree on this. We don't even know where truth lives anymore. But to be prepared is better than to overreact, right? That's fair. An ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. That's fair, right? That's just true. What would have happened had we actually been prepared and actually had a leader who was keeping us abreast and actually was proactive? Because what we have right now is a reactionary situation. We are right now following the protocol of China and South Korea, and we're counting on a government like China to be honest with us and tell us what worked and didn't, right? So that's where we're at. As opposed to being pragmatic, as opposed to investing in the idea that things are possible other than what your hunch says. It is true. These things can be true. They can both be a pandemic and the potential of a pandemic and preparation. That we as a country, as a group of people, should be able to expect our leaders to be proactive and should be able to expect our leaders to protect us to the best of their ability and not to pretend like they didn't happen. Right now, Trump's major concern is getting elected. The only reason, and let me tell you something, all politicians right now have that concern, but he is so vacant about it, so naked that that's his only concern. When you hear anybody say anything, always question why they said it. Always question why. When you hear doctors say something, why is it so much different than what he says? So Trump wants it back on Easter. Well, if Jesus come back, he damn sure better be wearing a mask if you count on Trump. Right now, Trump is so concerned that he got mad at stations for running an ad that was based on true stuff. Only he can lie on TV and get away with it. Only he uses TV as a weapon. But he is so upset by having the truth being told about his record that he is threatening to sue people, which I don't think the president should be able to do. Let's be clear. When the smoke clears and the Americans have a sober look at what happened and why, they're going to have harsh judgments on a lot of people. Now, I can't say what will happen or how this thing is going to play out, but this is true. We overreacted because we underreacted. That our lack of preparation and lack of foresight has cost us money and lives. And if I hear one more politician tell me, oh, we can't put a value on human lives, State Farm does it all the time. We did it as a nation all the time. You can't put a value on lives. You can't. When 9/11 happened, they had people sitting and deciding who got what based on what they did for a living, based on their earning potential. We very much put values on lives. Even right now, when we have a shortage of necessities, where are they the shortest at? In places of people who they count out. I guarantee you there are not a lot of ventilators missing from Mount Sinai, maybe the county hospital. You've got to question why people say what they say and what is in it for them. When you hear doctors saying things, I'm not saying they're right all the time, but their motivations are entirely different than political figures. You want the economy open back up by Easter because that's close to the tipping point where it won't show up enough for you to be reelected. Because no matter what, Americans vote with their pocketbooks. It's the economy, stupid. Right now, George Bush Sr. had the highest approval rating in modern history, 92%, and he lost. Why? It's the economy, stupid. That's it. Donald Trump's only concern is how he can slide and lie and cheat no matter what happens to get reelected. Donald Trump, if this is your idea of leadership, it is why America is in the situation it's in right now. Let us be clear. Let us be clear. If Donald Trump were the leader that you guys are giving a 48, 49% approval rating for, how come he had not one time at one press conference, at one moment, looked at the American people and say, I am sorry for what you're going through. I feel your pain and I'm praying for you. Because he doesn't care about you, and you should understand that. Not only does he not care about you, but his ineptitude is getting you killed. And if that's your idea of leadership, enjoy the ride. It's a little north for the GED, a little north from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the Hughley Show.